Hey YouTube, HPJ here, and I am giving you guys another deck profile. Um, so this one is going to be a lot different, and in the sense of the deck construction, because this one took a lot longer than I thought it would. Like, I didn't butcher shot it like I did the Harpie Kaiju deck, but more so I gave this one a lot more thought, and it has a lot more utility than the kaiju version. Now, for those who are probably asking, why are there link monsters and stuff like that? Okay, the reason is because YGO Pro has not had an update in the last couple of months because they're still trying to figure out how to incorporate the whole mechanic of link summon, how to get the AIs and stuff work out. So it's gonna take it's gonna take some more time than they expected, because it's actually working well on the non-mobile devices, but the mobile device section of YGO Pro, they're still trying to work out kinks and all the little stuff. So it's gonna be some pretty bland, neutral experiences on on this end. So I do apologize ahead of time for that. However, I still need to deliver, and that's what I'm going to do. So this is pretty much Harpie Storm, and I'm using the combination of Harpie monsters and the barrier statue. Barrier statue of Stormwind. So the whole gimmick is that they're all winged beasts, and you use a special card called Ties of the Brethren. You pay 2,000 life points. You start to summon monsters from your deck of the same attribute, in type, and level of the monster that you selected, but you cannot select monsters with the same name. You can attack the turn you activate it, and you can activate one Ties of the Brethren per turn. So it's not a bad card when it comes to setup. Especially when you want to go for a monster like Barrier such as Stormwind, because Stormwind really does shut down a lot of decks if they do not generate wind attributed monsters. So you do have an edge unless they're playing True Kings and they drop the Draco Mage or they drop the Draco Phoenix. So those are pretty much the only two things I can think of, unless you're like they do have the possibility of putting other monsters on the board before the barrier statue, and then going in the monster like Castell. So I'm going to give you guys just the lineup. So we're running triple Harpie Chandler, triple Harpie Dancer, triple Harpie Harpist, triple Harpie Queen. I'm going for 2 Harpie Lady 1 and a Cyber Harpie. And I'm going with a full set of barrier statue of the Stormwind. For my spells, I'm going 3 Hysteric Sign, 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground, 1 Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, 1 Elegant Egotist, 2 Ties of the Brethren, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Raigeki, and 1 Terraforming. Oh, I'm sorry. There it goes. There it goes. And then for the traps, I'm going triple Feather Storm, triple Hysteric Party, 1 Storming Mirror Force, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Solemn Warning. For my extra deck, I'm rocking 2 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, 2 Ice Beast Zero Fine, 2 Lightning Chidori, 2 Castell, 1 XYZ Rebellion Dragon, 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, 1 Korogorgony Anti-Luminescent Knight, 1 Daigusto Emerald, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 101 The Silent Honors Arc, 1 Giant number 106 The Giant Hand, and 103 Ragnus Zero. So when I was in the concept of building this deck, I did want to build a combination of both Harpie, Kaiju, and using the Barrier Storm statue, because the Kaijus have Gadarla, the mysterious dust Kaiju, and if you combine it right, you're pretty much forcing your opponent to play off the Gadala, but the Gadala will be bounced due to the effects of Harpie Harpist in combination with Harpie Dancer. So for those who may not know, what exactly Harpie's first effect does, or just completely ignored it because her second effect is actually boss. Um, her first, well, it's technically not her first effect; it's technically her second effect. All the new Harpie monsters after uh Queen and including Queen have the effect of they are treated as Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard. Her secondary effect, which you can only use once a turn, is when she's normal summon, you select one winged beast monster you control and one face up monster your opponent controls and return those monsters to hand. So in combination with Harpie Dancer, one of the tactics is you play Harpie Channeler, you activate Channeler's effect by discarding a Harpie monster or Harpie card, well, any Harpie card, and you search summon Harpie Dancer, or you have Harpies already on the board, and you bounce the Harpist with the Dancer, and then you normal summon the Harpist, so that Harpist effect will trigger, and you can bounce back the Channelers to save the Channeler, or you can bounce any wind monster, any winged beast you control, and one face up monster your opponent controls. So that's not bad because it's a somewhat of a compulse. I wish he did target the monster regardless of what position it was in. But that's neither here nor there at that point. But if combined with Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, you get another monster out for free. You can use Harpie Dancer's effect. If you haven't already, to bounce a wind monster, put a new monster on the board, or put herself back on board, go get the Harpist, and then do that tactic. So there was a lot of things that I seen other similar builds of this deck do. The Kaiju engine and everything just to surround the barrier statue and the ties of the brethren. This is actually a really good card now that I tested it in terms of effects. Like, it's a really good first turner, but that's the thing, you have to draw it first turn because late to mid game, mid to late game, it's not really one of those surprise cards because you can't attack, you can't special summon, and you're pretty much leaving yourself vulnerable unless you draw into very defensive traps. I was going to try to put in some very defensive traps and stuff, but I wanted to also speed up the summon of the barrier statue of Stormwind, so I did have to lock out a lot of cards. Some of the cards I could probably say Swallow's Nest, because you contribute the winged beast to summon the winged beast. So say your opponent's trying to summon a monster, you can play Swallow's Nest, swap out a Harpie, and play the barrier statue, and it'll probably and I'm not for sure, don't quote me on this, but it'll probably just nullify the summon of the monster. But I can't say that for sure. I know, no, it will, because it's like it's like a vanities. Your opponent would have not with ritual summoning, because I know the ritual monster. Your cost is to activate the card. The effects are to discard the number to special summon the ritual monster. But say for instance you're trying to summon a monster like Mermail of Istius. That's a good example. Because they have to reveal the Mermail and discard the monsters for the cost. The effect is to special summon the Avistius. So if you play the Swallow's Nest and you put out the barrier statue, they can't touch it. Unless they find a way to destroy the barrier statue, which for Mermail, that's not hard. I didn't want to add Inferno Reckless Summon, but like I said, I think the Ties of the Brethren was just the better option when it comes to this build. I did try the Inferno Reckless Summon with barrier statue Stormwind, but that just didn't work out too well. It was very cloggy because you have to make sure you get into the statue, and with Inferno Reckless Summon, it will really only work with the Harpie portion of the deck, but that's deciding if you don't have a Harpie Lady 1 on the board, or you play the vanilla Harpie Lady, or a Harpie Channeler or a Harpie Dancer are your targets. But they have to be summoned without a power bonus in order for you to get the full effect of Inferno. Not to mention your opponent would have to have a monster already on board. It doesn't matter if the monster can be special summoned or not, but as long as you have the option, your opponent has the monster, which is the key thing about Inferno. which tends to be the reason why I don't play Inferno Reckless Summon as much, is the fact that it does consequently rely on your opponent having a monster in play in order to use it. And I think that monster also has to be face up. Let me check that real quick for you guys. Inferno Wreck. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I think it says. Yeah, when exactly one monster with 15 or less attack is summoned to the field, um, while your opponent shows a face up monster. See, and that's the thing is, you have to exactly have one monster, which I guess would work with harpies. But the thing is, if you flip Hysteric Party, that's multiple. There's technically multiple monsters coming out at the same time, but they're not all Harpie Lady at that point. They're all different monsters. Well, they're treated as Harpie Lady in the graveyard, but it's just the fact that exactly one monster has to be summoned. And in the case of Hysteric Party, so the only thing, in case of Hysteric Party, the monster, it had to be exactly one Harpie Lady summoned, and then in that case, you'd have to pray that you have enough room to Inferno Reckless Summon and get other monsters with Harpie Lady in its name. So, I guess the only way it would really work is off Harpie Chandler. Unless you run Call of the Haunted, or Powerful Rebirth to get those monsters. But, yeah, I really did, look at this deck and everything, and there's a lot of things I can take out and a lot of things I can put in. I can easily drop some stuff, put in some more stuff, but I did want to show you guys the Harpie barrier statue set up for Harpie Storm, and I am trying to get a build for the kaiju version, so that's going to take some time as well, so I can't guarantee it'll be up right away, but I am working on it. So thank you everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, you guys, this is HPJ signing out. Take care.